Now, in these days of numerous so-called boxing world titles, the aim of any champion is to...
Anticipation of that Test series coming up in the Caribbean. We've got highlights of yesterday's encounter. The Champions Cup final in Sharjah. You'll probably know the result, but you'll find the highlights absorbing, especially in the context of the winter series to come. Now, the England side, packed with one-day expertise, led by Surrey's Adam Holyoke, and his county colleague Alistair Brown opened the batting alongside Alex Stewart. 33-year-old Matthew Fleming of Kent, he's been a useful addition to the bowling attack. And Graham Thorpe, one of the most experienced players in the side, he hit a half-century to help England beat West Indies by 4 wickets earlier in the week. And the West Indies line-up, Courtney Walsh captained a West Indies side that also contained Carl Hooper, who scored an unbeaten century in that match against England in their group game. But this is a line-up with plenty to prove. Well, West Indies won the toss. They chose to bat. The commentators are too numerous to mention, but we're in the 5th over. Dougie Brown is bowling to Stuart Williams, and the West Indies total so far is 18 for no wicket.
It's well picked up. Hoped it would have gone all the way. It goes for 4, doesn't quite go over the ropes for 6. He lofted it looking perhaps for the 6th shot. And a boundary for Stuart Williams, pushing the West Indies on to 22 without loss.
The man in form, Stuart Williams. He is really batting well. He's picked this up, the incoming delivery, and just given it a little bit of a flick.
This is very confident stuff from Williams. That's the second 4 in the over. Might just have been the hint of a chance, but he's really put back to ball.
Well, I haven't seen Stuart Williams bat with the kind of confidence he's shown in this tournament. He really feels that this is his tournament. Nothing can go wrong for him. And his footwork is so positive. None of the tentativeness that you find with opening batsmen, at least at the beginning of the innings. He is really moving very, very fluently into his shots.
So 3 4s in the over. Fine leg, extremely square, really down to deep backward square heady rather than fine. And Stuart Williams picks up 3 4s off Dougie Brown.
Well, that's clever batting. That first lofted shot that he played forced Adam Holyoke to get that fielder at deep fine leg to deep square leg, leaving that place vacant. So all that Doug Williams had to do was straight just a little bit on the leg stump for Williams to pick it away for another boundary.
There's a face you may recognize. Sally Gunnell, the former Olympic champion. That's the 4th 4 in the innings, and the 4th 4 of the over as well. Very expensive one from Dougie Brown. It cost 17, and the West Indies have hoisted their score to 35 without loss from 5 overs. That's an extraordinary stroke. Umpire will check to see where it's gone. Quite extraordinary. And certainly for Chandapal, I've never seen him play that. End of the over, 44 without loss. Brilliant save. He would have been backed up, it wouldn't have gone all the way, but Graham Thorpe in that position making a brilliant right-handed save.
Yes, it's a brilliant one. This has been smashed like a bullet. Not much time to think at that short cover position.
A cracker. Not as well timed as you would have liked Stuart Williams, but still getting to the boundary. This is the sort of pitch, as Jeffrey Boycott was saying, where the ball is coming on, you don't have much margin for error.
No, he's not done his homework, hasn't Dean Headley, on Stuart Williams. You know, you give him a bit of width like that, he'll crack it all day off the back foot.
Stuart Williams is certainly not wasting any time here, using his feet again on that occasion and getting hold of that one a lot better than when he tried it in a couple of overs ago.
He wants to get back to school to learn how to spell. Well, you can't set fields to this. He's just hit it off a good length. Got to give credit to the batsman here. One day cricket's about taking a bit of a chance, and he's whacked it straight into the outfield.
Serious problems for Adam Hollyhock at this stage of the game. A lot of overs to go before he can push out some more fielders. Oh, that could be a bit dangerous. I don't think Graham Thorpe can be blamed for what actually happened there. He was throwing towards the stumps. And of course, there's not a great deal of protection as far as the helmet is concerned in that region of the face.
Well, he looks quite badly injured. He doesn't look good at all. Brilliant one-handed stop. Really was. He just threw at the stumps. It's a pure accident, as Michael says. It might just have shocked him for the moment. Let's hope it's not serious. I think fortunately he didn't get his whole body weight behind it or shoulder. He sort of instinctively stopped it with his left hand and then just threw it at the stumps. I would say about half pace. I'm sure it'll be painful. Possibly it will swell up overnight, but I don't think it'll be a serious thing. I'd be amazed if it was. When you get a blow, it kind of shakes you up a bit. It's a surprise element. I'm not so sure about that. West Indies batting first. A very good side. They like to post the runs on the board.
That's a good shot. That was not particularly short at all.
I like it, Stuart Williams. Just a little improvised flick of the wrist, wasn't it? Wasn't such a bad ball, maybe half a yard too short, and just took it off the hip. Exquisitely played, that. His confidence is high, he's in good touch. You want to try and make the batsman... Oh, that's a good shot. Well, it was just nicely timed without hitting it too hard, and the placement was perfect. He almost seemed to just push that, didn't he? I think mid-off and extra cover just looked at each other and thought, well, one of them will get it, but it was perfectly placed. This is coming back to Holyoke. I think he's got to use that slower ball a bit. Just try and mix it up. Try and get the batsman to do something irresponsible, make a mistake. I wonder if that was a catch.
I think that was perhaps the first mistake, Jeffrey. That was hit back very hard, and I think it was a slow delivery. But it got to Adam Holyoke that quickly. I don't think he really had too much time to think about it. Slamming into his leg. Certainly was a catch.
Now there's G.S. Ramchand in the middle of the picture there, and I remember watching G.S. Ramchand back in the West Indies as a 13-year-old schoolboy in 1953, and he looked so fit. There's Stuart Williams' 50. Well played. It's been a wonderful tournament for Stuart Williams. 77 in the opening match, and then that unbeaten 105. And now here he comes with his third half-century in 4 innings.
He's gone this time, again trying a chip shot. This went a little flatter and straight to Ali Brown, who was moved wider at long on. So Robert Croft is stuck here. First wicket for England. West Indies 97 for 1.
Bush and Nepal and Stuart Williams were getting a little bit bogged down in the last few overs. They started off brilliantly, going at almost 7 runs and over, but they did slow down a bit, and I think Stuart Williams was getting a little bit frustrated, trying to push the scoring again, but not quite getting it into the gap between them at long on and mid-wicket. West Indies lose their first wicket. Very good start though, it's 97 for 1.
So 2 left-handers out there in the middle now, Lara and Chandrapal. The West Indies 100 coming up to that single.
That will certainly help the bowlers, the fact that both batsmen are left-handers.
Well, he's taken the bails off, Alex Stewart, and he's asking the square leg umpire to ask for the third umpire, which he's done now.
Well, he's waiting, Alex Stewart. Almost. That is very close. He was waiting, he had it by the bails, waiting to see what Lara was going to be doing with that back leg. Waiting, here he is waiting, and as he sees the foot come up to the line, he takes the bails off. There go the bails. That is a close one. What will the umpire decide there?
Well, on the line is out. He's taken the bails off. His foot is on the line. And he's been given. And rightly so. Good decision that by the third umpire. Good cricket by Alex Stewart. And against the run of the game, West Indies have lost their star batsman here.
Well, it's 101 for 2.
Batsman dismissed. Stuart Williams after another fine knock of 55, and Brian Lara in strange circumstances for 2. We've got the coach David Lloyd all wired up. David, can you hear us?
Yeah, Ravi, I've got you.
Good comeback by England after that opening stand.
Yeah, it was a good start by West Indies, just the start that they wanted, but I think our lads have come back well, just turned the screw now.
This pitch does look a little harder than some of the previous games, I guess because of the 2 days they got for rolling.
Yeah, I think that's dead right. The 2 days have just helped the groundsmen to re-prepare. We thought that it was probably the same pitch that we started on. And I'm getting drenched here. There's somebody just poured a bottle of water on my head.
Yes, he certainly enjoyed this pitch, Shivnarayan Chandrapal, and the opportunity to open the innings. It's been a fine half-century. And like I said a little while earlier, his work is only half done. Really got stuck into that one. And he's managed to clear Graham Hick, and the ball going 1 bounce over the square leg fence. So welcome boundary this for the West Indies.
They've been long in coming, these boundaries for the West Indies, but Bumble, I think the important thing there on this pitch really earlier on was the pace. I think Headley and Dougie Brown were bowling at the right pace. The batsmen didn't really have to put too much pace on the ball. All they had to do is time it to get it away.
Well, they love young Chandrapal in the West Indies, and I'm not surprised because he sells his wicket dearly. When you're batting, your wicket's got to be more important than your life almost. It's got to be so important here, you've got to live for it. My uncle used to say to me, just remember, young'un, you can't get runs in the pavilion. You can't get runs watching somebody else bat.
Well, that's a lovely strike that from Chandrapal, the last ball of Holyoke's over, the 31st of the innings. He has lifted it beautifully straight over the top for a 6. 138 for 2. Very nicely played that by Carl Hooper to deep third man. He's such a good wristy player, Hooper, isn't he?
He is so gifted. If he had a slightly tougher mental outlook, I feel, and didn't make too many mistakes, you get zillions of runs. Become not a good player, but a truly great player. Well, Fielder, that could be out. I'll bet you that's close. I said the England feeling is going to be up to the mark. It's that might win them the match. That was brilliant.
That was outstanding, absolutely outstanding. The ball just sliced away a little bit by Chanderpaul, and look at that stop by Fleming, and he's scored, I think, a direct hit.
I think he's out, Sonny. When we get the slow motion, I bet he's a goner. He's gone. Oh, you're on your way. What a brilliant piece of fielding to end a very, very fine innings. It was the way he released the ball, not just the stop. Well, it's a good innings. Sad end.
Wrapped on the pads, and he's been given. Again, looking to work the ball across the line. Matthew Fleming bowled that dead straight, and umpire Katie Francis had no hesitation in lifting the finger. The only thing to be looked at here is would the ball have missed the leg stump.
Well, it did a bit. You can see that he's bowling from just about in the middle of the crease on that occasion. I don't think that would have missed the leg stump, though. I think Katie Francis made the right decision there. Hooper trying again to hit through the mid-wicket region. It's 174 for 4.
So Roland Holder gets his first opportunity in the tournament here. Comes into the side for Philo Wallace. He's given him again. So the values of bowling straight here are being shown. Matthew Fleming has struck again. That's the second wicket of his over. And West Indies now suddenly in trouble.
That was a slow delivery from Fleming. I think the only problem there was, did it hit the inside edge? If it didn't, that's plumb in front.
Well,
it's 174 for 5.
Suddenly, the West Indies now, having lost 2 wickets in this over from Fleming, it's still not over. 1 delivery remaining. 174 for 5, and again, he's hitting the pads, and this one also is close. Fleming can't believe it. It's 174 for 5.
Yes, that certainly was a very close call. Raw Lewis pushing that left foot forward, but how far forward did it come? Wow, that is close. I think I would have been a little bit disappointed myself if I was the bowler. But KT Francis is saying, well, I can't give 3 in 1 over. That's a bit too much.
Two leg befores in that last over, almost a third. The second man to be given out leg before is Roland Holder. Now, look if the ball hit the bat. Yes, it has. I think that's why he stood there. I think Roland Holder should consider himself rather unfortunate. That came off the inside edge. And this time he gets it away on the onside. We touch and go for the man of fine leg. And that's what West Indies want. Finally they get a boundary. So boundary coming after 15 overs.
It has become increasingly difficult for the West Indian batsmen to get these boundaries. They went 12 overs without a boundary previously, now 15.
Just a single. So that raises a 200. 200 from 45 overs and 2 balls. Which, as we now bring in Malcolm Marshall, the West Indies team coach, is somewhat of a disappointment, Malcolm.
Yes, Tony, obviously I felt this stage we should at least be 240 with the start we had. We had a very good start. Just lost it in the middle.
Well bowled, beautifully bowled. That's Fleming's Yorker, which is the key delivery for him. Raw Lewis doesn't need to feel aggrieved at that. It was a beautiful piece of bowling. and his 16 runs have come from just 17 deliveries. He did his job. West Indies 200 for 6.
Yeah, he played well. He really did. But that's a good swinging York. It's the real late swing that does it. He's a tough cookie, as we've found, is Fleming. Well played, Roll Lewis. 200 for 6.
So the sun is now set here in Sharjah, gradually setting on the West Indies innings as well. They have just another 4 overs and a half to go. Only 4 wickets standing. Phil Simmons, the only specialist batsman in, and Franklin Rose has come in.
Yes, come on!
Hesitation, run out chance, gone. Franklin Rose a long way out. They've asked for the television replay. He isn't worrying. Hesitation. The England fielding has been absolutely spectacular this evening. There's been only 1 misfield, and they have been quite magnificent in the field. And Franklin Rose goes, and that leaves now just the wicketkeeper Williams and the 2 other fast bowlers to come.
Well, Rose thinks he's out because he's carried on walking to the dressing room. But I said before, England's fielding can be outstanding. Pick up, throw, straight away. And Mr. Rose knew the verdict before we saw the red light. Exceptional fielding by Robert Croft, 200 for 7.
Simmons goes inside out, that's his first boundary.
That's the Phil Simmons we know. Bit of brute strength as well as skill. You think of some of these West Indian fast bowlers who are big, but let me tell you, there's none of them dwarf him. He's got tremendous shoulders.
So the last over of the innings, Matthew Fleming. Phil Simmons looking for another boundary and getting it. These are important runs here from the big man.
Well, I thought that was a wonderful shot. He got away from the bowling. Fleming followed him with his little in-swinger right full up in the block hole, and somehow he sliced it square on the offside.
Last ball of the innings. Fleming to Simmons. And that's a good straight hit. Goes all the way for 4. Phil Simmons finishes off in a blaze of glory, and the West Indies get up to 235 for 7, which, if it's not as many as it looked as if it was going to be when they started with that opening partnership of 97 from 21 overs and 4 balls, is certainly far more than it looked likely to be when they lost the wicket of Rose. First ball at 200 with a score at 45 for 4. So out the last 6.2 overs, they've made 35, thanks to Phil Simmons, who goes off 39.
So 236 the England target in this Champions Cup final in Sharjah. Williams and Chanda Paul, an opening stand of 97. Brian Lara's failure before Hooper and Simmons repaired the damage somewhat for the West Indies. The England bowling, well, Elam was tight and consistent. Matthew Fleming came in with the best figures of 3 for 42, including that brilliant run out as well. Stern test, though, now for the England batsmen, Alistair Brown and Alex Stewart, the England openers. And we're going to rejoin play. The 4th ball of the innings. It's Courtney Walsh bowling to Brown.
Brilliantly taken. Lovely catch. Nope, says umpire Katie Francis, came off the pad. But it was a lovely catch.
Again, some extra pace and bounce here for Courtney Walsh. It surprised Ali Brown. I think it did a little bit too much. And it's come off the pads there.
Drifting down the leg side, he did get just enough bat onto it that it goes past the keeper, so Walsh just drifting down the leg side on a few occasions in his opening overs. Lara down there. And a good return. Brian Lara disappointing tonight. Out very, you might say unluckily. Well taken. West Indies have got rid of Ali Brown. That little movement, reached for it. England have lost their first wicket.
Again, the values of pitching the ball up has paid off for Franklin Rose here. In all the other matches, he was content on dragging the ball short, pitching it short of a length. But the moment he pitches it up, he gets the movement. Ali Brown plays away from his body, and Chandrapal makes no mistake. So just the kind of start the West Indies would have hoped for. An early wicket. Now Mr. Brown gone for 1, 14 for 1.
Wow, that even surprised David Williams. They'll go for the bye. My goodness.
Well, take a look at David Williams' reactions here. He thought this delivery was coming at a nice, easy pace till he suddenly realized that it might hit him on the face. He had to take evasive action there. That really took off.
And here's Rose. Just picking up the 2. Good return from Chandrapal. England's fielders set the standards early this evening. They were absolutely sensational. Beautifully bowled.
Well, that went through him. That cut him in half. That was another superb delivery from Franklin Rose. This is easily his best spell of the tournament, simply because of his length. Look at that length and line.
That's a good shot. Nick Knight has been looking for those balls just fractionally short and wide above stump. Played a few in that direction previously, not as powerfully as that one, but that was well timed.
Yeah, that was saying hit it. When I saw that floated up, I thought hit it. And he's done exactly that. Just got right up there, much higher than he anticipated. Allied to the pace that Walsh is generating.
Was that an appeal or just a quiet ask? Certainly there was quite a bit of bat on that.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a bit of edge, because it wasn't a very good shot. That might be just the first sign of a little bit of frustration creeping in for England. These two West Indian opening bowlers have bowled really well. There you are. You bowl short to Alex Stewart, he'll kill you.
Franklin Rose, the man doing the work at that mid-wicket region. He had a long way to run. He was coming from backward square, Franklin Rose, but he never gave up. Kept on chasing and saved his team 1 run.
And we have a change in bowling. Phil Simmons comes on and bowls a rank long hop, which is pulled away past the vacant fine leg for 4 to start off with. Pressure just beginning to ease here in England. 6 runs in Mervyn Dillon's first over, and now Simmons being hit for 4. beautifully bowled. Won't get the decision, just another leg by. Certainly right through Nick Knight. But another extra onto the board.
Or with the angle that Merv Dillon is bowling to the left hand, it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get a leg before decision. See, it's pitching outside the batsman's leg stump.
There's the comparison. England behind, but I think we should point out that the West Indies made a flying start and then were hauled back.
The West Indians in recent times have conceded quite a few runs through wides and no balls. Not only do they mean extra runs to the opposition, but also extra deliveries.
No ball now. Extras move on to 18. This is really not good enough. You talk about Dillon and Rose, they're the two least experienced members of the team. Dillon has not bowled a single no ball on the entire tour. Pakistan and Sharjah. Rose has bowled very few. The no ball that's been debited against him was for a bouncer tonight. But yet we get experienced players delivering no balls, medium paces, even the spinners. A bit of fielding by Lara down there. Not quite carrying to Simmons. Got his body in behind it. You may say a little bit more luck, the West Indies might have had a wicket. With a little bit more luck, England might have had a 4.
Knocked out. Bowling right arm over the wicket, pitching outside leg stumped. Got to be sure it pitches on. Even if it pitches on, which that might have, then he's a long way down the track. No, I think he's got it in mind to sweep everything, and that's not a smart move. He might have got himself run out there.
Well, this could be close. Stuart Williams very rightly throwing to the non-striker's end. Alex Stewart was running towards the danger end, that's the keeper's end, but the throw was to the non-striker's end. Good backing up by Hooper, and this is going to be close, Jeffrey.
Well, I think he's out, actually. He set off so late, the throw was coming in. I don't think he's going to make it. He's gone. He had no chance he was going to make it because he set off so late, and I was saying earlier, the last thing England want are run-outs. It's just giving the opposition an advantage. Now, Stewart's already in, the tight run here. Oh, I think if that was, if he got the bails off quick, I think he's tight, is that. He just wasn't straight enough the throw, I think. Graham Hicks not the quickest, and that was a tight run.
Well, he seems pretty confident. The last thing England would want is another run out. Take a look at Williams. He could well be out, but the ball has dropped there.
He dropped the ball.
Yeah,
that can't be out. The ball's on the floor, look. Look at the ball by his foot. A good job we had the replay, isn't it?
Yeah, not out. Good decision. Yes, from Raul Lewis's point of view, he'd like to keep Hick as much on strike as possible here because he's the new man. He's not had a real look at the bowling. And he's put that away in fine style for 6. Short ball, a strong man Hick. Really clobbered that one over the mid-wicket fence.
Well, what a terrible delivery to bowl to a new batsman. Halfway down the pitch he dropped it, but he did get onto it quick to say he's only just come in.
That's nicely played on the onside. Another couple of runs for Alex Stewart. That'll bring up his half century. Another fine innings by him. He's having a tremendous series here. And a warm applause from all his teammates. And a pretty good crowd here too. catch by Carl Hooper. And Graham Hick, who pulled Ron Lewis in the previous over for 6, this time did not get the elevation, found the man at mid-wicket, and Hooper made no mistake. Wicket number 3 for England.
Well, there again, you see, they're trying to attack him, and it's not easy. Very just short of a length, that, not that short. Trying to pull him, just bounces a touch on him, but you see, you're cramped for room to play those shots. It is not easy. 107 for 3. And out! Oh, he's played for the turn. The lollipop man's done it again. Carl Hooper's lollipops, his bowler straight on her. Can you believe it? He's done it again every time I come on air.
How's that for timing? And he hits the centre stick. He has this habit of breaking partnerships and picking very important wickets. This one didn't turn, just went straight through, kept low and rattled the middle stump. What a wicket this is for the West Indies. Alex Stewart dismissed. 107 for 4 now.
I've seen batsmen time and again over 24 years I've played cricket, and unless you sweep, I've seen nobody come up with an answer. Look at it, you'd think he'd never batted before.
Yes, I think, Jeffrey, that's what you get the impression, that he's not played too much of leg spin, because he's looking to play against the turn with very little footwork.
Lucky for England, good effort, but it's 4, I think. It's just the road. Well, they're in a mess, are England. I mean, from coasting along nicely, they're reduced now to edges and poking and pushing. What happened in the team meeting? They knew they were going to get 2 spinners, they knew they were going to get Lewis around the wicket, they knew they were going to get the lollipop bowler. What did they discuss? I wish I was a fly on the wall. I think those wickets have knocked the stuffing out of them. Oh dear. I really do feel that Thorpe should come in early. He's too good a player to be coming in at 5 when there's pressure on.
Have to hurry. Bad return. West Indies throwing has not been good this evening. A couple of run-outs have been missed. Lara was well wide once. Here's Williams with that return over the head of his namesake. Mark Elam there is scheduled to come in next. Courtney Walsh also, I think, waiting to come back onto the field. He's a long way down. Ron Lewis on this occasion. The West Indies haven't hit at all this evening. England throwing up the stumps and running out 2 West Indies batsmen with direct hits.
Well, there really wasn't any run in it because the ball was hit so firmly. But Graham Thorpe was starting away looking at the batsman.
Chance again. Hooper misses again.
That's beautifully bowled. He's got him. Lovely piece of bowling. Dropped it shorter. That went straight through. Holyoke played inside the line. And as expected, you thought he was trying something different. Hooper's won the battle here. 5th wicket gone for England. The captain dismissed.
This is a very important blow for the West Indies. Well struck blow against England. They needed to get another wicket at this stage. Every time England tried to accelerate, they lose a wicket, and that was beautifully bowled. Just going straight through, no turn, a long way out. England lose another wicket. It's 152 for 5.
163 for 5. That's a clean-up job, if ever there was one. Mark Elam gave himself the room, but Courtney Walsh did not miss the stumps. He bowled straight, Elam missed, and Walsh hit. So number 6 gone for England here.
That is the tactic at this stage of the game. Straight, as full as you can. It wasn't a full delivery, but it was straight. Elam looking to hit it through the mid-wicket region. Missed, and well, he's back to the pavilion. It's 165 for 6. Look at those figures. 7 overs, 1 for 18. And the only man to have bowled a maiden in the West Indies innings so far. And of course he'll be looking forward to this. He'll be hoping that he does get it. This is the AKAI-SINGER Champions Trophy. Still some way to go.
And boundaries have been hard to come by here in this England innings. That last boundary came after 15 overs. A direct hit here. It's ricocheted off the stumps. Another extra run here. West Indies have been a little slack in this over in the field.
Significant moment here. One feels that this could well determine the match. Raw Lewis, who's been the find for the West Indies in the tournament, is being brought back.
Thorpe is in, the left-hander. Careful. But this is where the problem comes now. It's all right, Thorpe is in, that's his 50. Very fine innings when England were in trouble. 50 off 62 balls. That's why I was saying he should come in number 4.
That's a big one. He's got it. Doesn't go quite all the way, but he got hold of it pretty well. Graham Thorpe leading England's charge here.
Well, I could sense it were going to have to be a boundary. It was a big one. But that's the advantage of having a left-hander. He can swing with the spin. As it turns, he hits it on the up. Oh, what a shot! What a shot, Matthew Fleming. That was an exquisite cover drive. Well, he was the man instrumental in causing a little collapse by West Indies, the run out, 3 wickets. And now he seems to be the man for the moment. Oh, that's a wide. Oh, dear. No ball wide. Oh, this is getting ridiculous.
Four more. England doing it in style.
Well, he's overcompensated as well, Lewis. He's pitched outside leg stump and got swept from a full toss, and so he's bowled it off stump and he's walloped it through extra cover. Inside out, off you go, and thank you very much. England on a roll. That'll be a wide. Yeah, that'll be a wide. Even though Thorpe had a dart at it, the umpires won't wear that at this stage. That was the beauty of the England bowlers, the seamers bowling straight. 1 no ball, no wides by the England bowlers. Crucial factor. Oh, that's a nick and it's 4. There was a chance there for the wicketkeeper, but it doesn't matter, they all count. Well, would have been an advantage to have a 6-foot wicketkeeper there. He's a very good keeper, but he's a tiny lad. No balls, wides, a little bit of sloppiness in the field. It would appear to me a little bit, Tony, that that many losses in Pakistan, they don't know how to win.
Well, they can afford now to throw the bat, take the chances. West Indies certainly haven't taken theirs. England within 6 runs of their target.
See Thorpe there, Thorpe was right, there's no need for that. Fleming have a rush of blood going over the top, no need for that. Could have got out, he'd never forgiven himself. You don't need to do that. Graham Thorpe was just saying there, steady on, just play sensible. We don't want to lose wickets. Somebody could get a hat-trick, you lose the game. That's better, sloppy fielding again, under pressure. Roll Lewis, probably not been in so many big games like this before. Well, beautiful his first 7 overs. The next 2 weren't so clever. It's the tension of the situation. They get wided for that, maybe. No, he's thinking, isn't he? Ooh. Tempted slower ball that went down leg side.
Makes no difference now, Jeffrey. It's all over. Just 4 runs required by England, and the West Indies have never really looked a team that deserves to take the championship, and they've done so less and less as the match has gone on. Robert Croft doesn't want to come out there. He's scheduled to come in at number 10. There's a very good Yorker, and that's what West Indies have been looking for and haven't been able to find with enough frequency. What they have found too much have been no balls and wides and extras and sloppy fielding. Matthew Fleming levels the scores with a shot over the top, and England now need just 1 to formalise the result, and in the end they'll win it in a canter.
What a dream match he's had, Matthew Fleming. He's had the match of his life on probably the biggest occasion of his life. Well, I don't think he'll get to bed tonight, Matthew Fleming. He's probably one of those England players on the early plane home. There's no way he's going to bed tonight.
He's a long way down, and he's gone. And so there's the anticlimax for England of Matthew Fleming looking for the winning run and committing himself too far. So with the scores level, Matthew Fleming runs himself out, and the West Indies have picked him up, but a tremendous innings by him.
He's just so wound up, so emotional, wanted to get it over with, but he's done the job. 235 for 7.
New batsman is Dougie Brown. Scores level. That's it. England have won. It goes all the way for 4. And England are the champions. They've taken the AKAI-SINGER Champions Trophy. They've won all 4 matches in the competition. They've won them well. And I dare say they've surprised a number of their fans back home who, with this new look team, could never have imagined that they would come to Sharjah here on the edge of the desert and beaten India, Pakistan and now the West Indies twice, and to go home with this glittering trophy.
Terrific stuff from England. Victory by 3 wickets. The perfect boost to morale ahead of the Test series in the Caribbean. The final certainly had its tension as far as England were concerned, but a very efficient one-day series. So great satisfaction for Adam Holyoke, who collects the Champions Trophy.
A terrific performance by Adam Holyoke. But 6 wickets down around the 39th over, you must have really fancied your chances then.
Yeah, I think at that stage that's when we started to relax a little bit in the field, so it appears, it seems, and England showed that they were more determined than us, and you got to give them credit. They played extremely well, and we dropped our guard a little bit, and they came on a good game.
You happy with a total of 235?
At the end of it, yeah, I mean, we were hoping to get a little bit more from the start we had. We were hoping to get 250, 260, but I think 235 was enough to work with on that track, and just disappointed the way we lost.
Impressed with any particular performances?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to be stupid not to be impressed with Matthew Fleming and Graham Thorpe today. But Matthew Fleming's been brilliant throughout the tournament, and Mark Elam, I think, been the quiet achiever, hasn't really taken a lot of credit, but he's kept it very tight throughout the tournament. And Alex Stewart has just been fantastic behind the stump, standing up to the 3 seamers and also contributing in every game with the bat.
Now, you've come here twice with Surrey. This is the first time with the England team. Looking forward to coming back?
I hope so. Hopefully I'll get to come back again. I'd love to. I've really enjoyed it here and hope to get the chance again.
Well done, Adam. You and your team. Terrific performance.
Yes, they win the Champions Trophy. Next stop, the Caribbean, the Test series against the West Indies, and we'll have regular highlights, starting with highlights of the first day of the first Test in Jamaica. That's the evening of Thursday, January the 29th, the start of our highlight.